The race for the national championship officially has arrived as the high-seeded group of Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas Tech enjoy their byes. 4 quarterfinals featuring a pair of regular season rematches are poised to begin the 2025 college football playoff. SEC adversaries Alabama and Oklahoma duel in Norman. Miami's next step in a return to national relevancy will happen at Texas A&M. And Group of 5 underdogs Tulane and James Madison head to Ole Miss and Oregon, respectively, with an opportunity to provide some chaos to the bracket. Hey there, welcome everybody to this special edition of TXN Sports World College Football Thursday, our preview of the first round of the college football playoffs. I am your host, Anthony Florio, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher and Michael Bullock. You know how it's done. We have 4 quarterfinal matchups. And then, well, there's 12 teams all together. We're going to see 8 of them in action. 1 game tomorrow night. The other 3 all on Saturday. And then it all leads to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, where the, I guess you could call it another set of quarterfinal matchups, if you will. And then we will have 2 semifinal matchups. And then all roads lead to Martin Luther King Day night, Monday night, January the 19th, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, the home of the Miami Dolphins and the Miami Hurricanes. That night, we will crown the college football playoff national champion. So without any further ado, let's start it off. Our first game will take place tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern over on ABC. And you can make an argument this might be the most intriguing of the first round matchups because of name value. It will be the number 8 seed, Oklahoma Sooners, squaring off against the number 9 seed, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Gaylord Family Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. Remember, in the first round, these games will be played at the home site, the home campus of the higher seeded team. So this game will be at Gaylord Family Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. This game will also be found on ABC. And on the call for ABC, it will be the A team. It will be Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Holly Rowe, and Laura Rutledge. And oh, by the way, this game also has the closest point spread. Oklahoma opening up as the favorite, but it's only a 1.5 point spread for the Oklahoma Sooners. So without any further ado, let's dive on into the first round. 1 month ago, Oklahoma headed to Tuscaloosa and shocked the Alabama crowd in a defense-driven 23-21 upset. Alabama yielded just 212 yards, but 3 turnovers and 0 takeaways shaped the game. Oklahoma, which was without key edge rusher R. Mason Thomas, flipped that interception and pair of fumble recoveries into 17 points, including what proved to be the winning field goal in the fourth quarter. All of those mistakes, incidentally, are why I'm going with the opposite. Look, the Sooners are spectacular on defense. They might control the game exactly the same way. Still, it took a near perfect performance from Oklahoma's defense, an equally mediocre day from Bama to survive. The reality is, neither offense has inspired much optimism lately. But I can't see Bama playing that poorly again. And then especially after they got smacked around by Georgia in the SEC championship game, where they only had -3 rushing yards as a team. I don't see that. I don't see that happening again. So I know we're going to have a disagreement here because we talked about this during our guys' night out earlier this evening. And and you remember, guys, I told you guys that I was back and forth about this game. I had, out of all the games I had, this is the one I had the toughest time with. But I'm going to take a chance here. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Big honking deal. I'm going with Alabama to win this game. I just got this feeling about Alabama. It's eating at me in the pit of my stomach. It's gnawing at me. I got to go with Bama. I think Bama wins this one. I'm going to say 23-16. Alabama moves on to the second round, and a date with the winner of this game, by the way, will meet the number one seed, the number one overall seed, the Indiana Hoosiers, on New Year's Day in the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. Got to go with Bama here. Would I be surprised if Oklahoma wins again? No, not at all. I wouldn't. They had a great year. But I just got this feeling about momentum, and I got to go with Bama right now. 23-16, I'm going with Bama, so not much more to say. Good old MF Michael Fletcher, right on cue. Come on in. It's Bama. It's Oklahoma. Well, our next first-round matchup is just as intriguing, but based on name value and history, I got to consider this the most intriguing of the first-round matchups, and especially for the winner gets Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Matt, are you there? I see MF's mic on. I don't know if he stepped away or I don't hear anything.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Okay, we got you, MF.
Yeah, I actually unmuted. I actually muted my mic actually. I'm in a disagreement. Anthony, you know this. I'm going with Oklahoma to win the game. Defensively, I feel like Oklahoma is better. I feel like they're better at home. And I'm sorry, I'm not convinced with this Alabama squad. I said it once going into this game that I wasn't 1,000% sure about Alabama, especially when they play good teams. It seems like they wilt under the pressure. They had a chance to really impress me or anything else, and they absolutely stunk up the joint at the SEC championship game. That only means one thing and one thing only, Anthony. Alabama are frauds. I am not convinced that they're going to do anything in this college football playoff, let alone this matchup against Oklahoma. Call me pessimistic, call me whatever. Call me an Alabama hater. I don't give a damn. I think Bama is going to lose. They didn't show me anything in the SEC championship game. I don't think they're going to live up to the hype in this game. Kellen DeBoer's got too many things going through his head. Even though he's saying I'm an Alabama guy, I'm dismissing anything else. The rumblings of Michigan is really causing a problem. He may deny it, but trust me, from what I know, there is rumblings going on in Norman that wants them out of Alabama anyway. They don't want them there. So there's too many factors here, Anthony, that's telling me go with Oklahoma. Oklahoma wins. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I gotta go with Oklahoma. I mean Alabama. I mean they didn't prove anything in that loss to Georgia in the SEC championship. And yeah, until I see something that makes me feel like okay, they're gonna do this. I'm sorry, I'm with Fletch. I gotta go with the Sooners to win this one. So yeah, there's really nothing more, and especially with everything surrounding Kalen DeBoer about is he going to go to Michigan? I mean, yes, he's saying all the right things, and yes, he's not going anywhere. But how many times have we heard this before? And then next thing you know, they do a complete 180. I've seen this story before. It's going to be eating at Kalen DeBoer. He may not show it, but trust me, with coaches in this in college football or any sport, you think they're saying they're telling the truth, but really they're probably not. So Oklahoma wins. Let's move on to the next first round match.
And that game, of course, tomorrow night at 8 p.m., Alabama and Oklahoma. Now let's get to the Saturday afternoon and evening triple header. We started off with the first game, Saturday afternoon at 12 noon. This will be over on ABC, and it will feature the number 7 seed, the Texas A&M Aggies, at home at Kyle Field in College Station, welcoming the number 10 seed, the Miami Hurricanes. This game is over on ABC, and on the call for this one, it'll be Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath, and Taylor McGregor. All games will have 2 sideline reporters, and Molly McGrath and Taylor McGregor will be working alongside of Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy for this matchup. Texas A&M opening up as a 3.5-point favorite, so not much more to add on to that. So, MF, come on in. Let's get your you start off on our second game here. A game that I jokingly earlier referred to as the Notre Dame Bowl because these were the 2 teams that beat Notre Dame this season.
Yes, no doubt about it. And the thing is that, I know a lot of people are saying A&M. However, I kind of feel like Miami is being disrespected. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people are still blaming, saying that, Miami maybe doesn't have a right to be in the playoffs. They had 2 nasty losses earlier in the year, which, fine, I'll give you that. They lost to Louisville. They lost to Louisville in one game, and they lost another one to SMU. And that was the 2 losses that they suffered. The SMU one was an overtime loss. The Louisville one, they just played horrible. But I really feel like this is a moment where Miami could really break out, have a breakout moment. And yes, it is a tough place to play against Texas A&M at Kyle Field. That's always, with that 12th man, it's always tough. But I really feel like A&M has really never been tested up to this point. I feel like Miami being battle-tested, Warren Harden, and the whole 9 yards, I'm going to call for the upset. This was the only upset of the week that I was going to call. I'm calling for the Miami Hurricanes to stun A&M in their own house and to move on to the college football playoffs. So I have Miami winning this game. Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Wow, I mean, that's a bold statement right there, Fletch. I mean, but look, nothing against Miami. They're a really good team, but I think Texas A&M is better, and especially with them playing at home at Kyle Field in front of the 12th man. 9 times out of 10, that could be an advantage for this team. So I just don't see them losing on their home field. So I'm gonna go with Texas A&M to beat Miami. So it's yours, Florio.
And I forgot to mention, guys, the winner of this game with Miami and Texas A&M will advance to the Goodyear Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve, which will be the first game of the quarterfinal round. And the winner of this game will take on the number 2 seed, your reigning, defending, undisputed college football playoff national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes. So winner gets Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve to kick off the quarterfinals. Now then, guess I'm going to be the tiebreaker on this one. I see I heard MF's going with Miami and Bullock going with Texas A&M. In a matchup as balanced as this ACC-SEC affair seems to be, the traditional margins will likely make the difference. Turnovers, money down success, and red zone efficiency. Miami quarterback Carson Beck had an interception issue in October, but he looked fantastic in November. Texas A&M's Marcel Reed protected the ball for 7 weeks, then tossed 2 interceptions in 3 of the Aggies' SEC clashes. Miami's offense is 20th on third down. A&M's unit is 59th, yet 4th nationally on fourth down. Miami's defense is 10th on third down, but Texas A&M leads the country. Miami is 20th in red zone touchdown rate to 43rd for A&M, and the defenses are practically identical in prevention. Do the trends continue or break? Miami's stout secondary could capitalize on a couple of miscues. Sprinkle in the creativity that superstar freshman Malachi Toney allows the offense, and the Canes are very capable of pulling an upset here. But I'll say it like this. I had a tough time with this one as well. But the deciding factor for me is that home field advantage. Now, if this game was at the Hard Rock, I go with Miami in that one. But with this game being at Kyle Field, very tough place to win. Sorry, MF, I got to go with Michael Bullock on this one. I'm going with Texas A&M to win this one. My final score, 26-23. A&M defeats Miami and will move on to meet Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl Classic on New Year's Eve. Saturday afternoon at 3:30, a game that will be simulcast on both TNT and True TV. It will be the number 6 seed, the Ole Miss Rebels, squaring off against the number 11 seed, the Green Wave of Tulane. It will be Joe Tessitore, Jesse Palmer, Katie George, and Quint Kessenich. They will have the call for this one. Ole Miss opening up as a 17.5-point favorite, and the winner of this game will advance to the All-State Sugar Bowl on New Year's night, January 1st, 8 p.m. at the Superdome in New Orleans to take on the number 3 seed, the Made in Georgia Bulldogs. So not much more to add. So Michael Bullock, you lead it off. Number 6 seed Ole Miss, number 11 seed Tulane, in Ole Miss in Oxford at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Winner here, Georgia in the Sugar Bowl on New Year's night.
I mean, you want to talk about a team that's motivated going into the college football playoff? You know this Ole Miss team is, because obviously we know now that Lane Kiffin has left to be the head coach of the LSU Tigers. And you know that this team is going to play hard. They're going to feel like, hey, we don't need Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin needed us. So this team, when a team is motivated like that, that makes them a dangerous team. And yeah, I think it's going to be a long afternoon. So I got to go with the Ole Miss Rebels to smash them. So it is yours, Florio.
Yeah. The second rematch of the weekend sends Tulane to Ole Miss, which rolled to a comfortable 45-10 triumph in September. I don't expect a much different result on Saturday. Yes, the departure of Lane Kiffin is the main story. Charlie Weiss Jr. had served as the Rebels' primary play caller in 2025 anyway. However, and he's been permitted to stay on the headset before rejoining Kiffin at LSU. Weiss not being able to communicate with Kiffin, an offensive genius, is a negative. But there is simply too much talent on this Ole Miss scoring attack to have a huge letdown, right? Throwing the Rebels' clear defensive edge, even as Tulane's unit played well down the stretch, and a lopsided score is probably on the horizon. I'm going with Ole Miss. Ole Miss should win this one comfortably. I'm going to go 39-20. Ole Miss all over Tulane. And not much more. So give me Ole Miss. So MF, Ole Miss and Tulane. I got Ole Miss going to the Sugar Bowl against Georgia.
Yeah, this is an easy call for me as well. I think Ole Miss is going to definitely show up. I think Tulane's going to try to make a game out of it, but I think Ole Miss is just way too good, way too strong. I think Ole Miss, and plus with the fact that they are going to be inspired because of the Lane Kiffin vacating and leaving them for LSU, I think it's going to be a factor where I do believe Ole Miss is going to be fired up and to prove to the point that they can win these games. So give me Ole Miss to win it. Anthony, 1 game to go. Let's finish it off.
And it will be on Saturday night at 7:30, also on TNT. and True TV. It will feature the number 5 seed, the Oregon Ducks, squaring off against the number 12 seed, the Dukes of James Madison. Autzen Stadium, Eugene, Oregon. And it will be Bob Wischusen, Louis Riddick, Chris Budden, and Stormy Buonantony. Oregon opening up as a 20.5-point favorite. And the winner of this game will advance to the Capital One Orange Bowl on New Year's Day at 12 noon, and they will square off against the number 4 seed, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I don't think there's much debate to this one, guys. Another blowout, yeah, presumably. If you're looking for complaints about it, though, poke around elsewhere. A lot of people have said that, automatic bids are a terrible idea because of this exact possibility. And the administrators and the CFP made this bed themselves. That's not me saying it. That's just some people. That's what some people, I've heard some people, a lot of people have gone on the record and said that a lot. And power conference teams getting plastered in opening round games has been a feature of the playoff, not a bug, nothing new here. Self-important diatribe aside, Oregon is a heavy favorite. James Madison hung around into the fourth quarter at Louisville in September, and there's no question the Dukes will scratch, claw, and fight to the finish. The offense, one averaging 37 points, must be respected also. Alonzo Barnett III has thrown for 2,533 yards and 21 touchdowns with 544 rushing yards and 14 more touchdowns on the ground. Oregon absolutely cannot sleepwalk in this game. Oregon coach Dan Lanning, nevertheless, is a master of motivation. The overall physicality and talent advantage for the Ducks should be evident by halftime. I got Oregon rolling in this one. This is my lock of the playoff right here. Oregon rolls 41-17. Give me Oregon all over James Madison. And MF, should that be the case, that will send them to Miami. That will send them to the Orange Bowl for a showdown with Texas Tech on New Year's Day.
I believe that definitely would be as well. And, I kind of feel like it's gonna be the same thing. I kind of feel like this would be the right matchup and everything else. Give me Oregon to win this game and win this one pretty comfortably. There's really nothing more to say. So, Michael Bullock, you have the last word here tonight.
Yeah, Oregon's going to basically run all over James Madison. So Oregon wins in a laugher. So that's it. Let's call it a night.
And just to let you folks know, as far as when are we going to preview the quarterfinal matchups, that will be a part of our TXN Sports World Year in Review special in a couple of weeks. So as soon as we have the day and the time for that, we will let you all know. But remember, that's when we're going to do it. So, all right. So with that will put the bow on this very special edition of TXN Sports World College Football Thursday, our preview of the first round of the college football playoffs. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. As always, we'll be back with you again right back here on the Tone 25 tomorrow night. Same time as always, 10:30 for the Week 16 edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday. We will recap the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks, and we got a doozy going on in Seattle right now, tied at 30 in the fourth quarter. And then from there, we will also preview the remaining games of week number 16. A lot of playoff implication games. We can't wait to get into those. Yes, there will be some duds in there as well, but we cover all of it. That's how we do it. So that's tomorrow night. And then Saturday night, MF will have it, the Cerebral Smack Talk. Back to our normal routine. TNA Impact, Friday Night SmackDown. No pay-per-views, no special events to cover on that. So it's going to be all about TNA and SmackDown for the Cerebral Smack Talk. And then Tuesday night, we will have Ridiculously Raw. And we will have Monday Night Raw. And we will have NXT. And we will preview the triple header of Christmas games on the NFL. 3 Christmas games for the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders, the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings, and the Denver Broncos versus the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll get into all of that, and that's it. So until tomorrow night for Week 16 of NFL Friday, this is Anthony Florio here for Good Alum F. Michael Fletcher, for Michael Bullock. And of course, always and forever in spirit, the one and only Twisted Angel Dee Dee Woodson, our first lady. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Friday. And until tomorrow night for the Week 16 edition of NFL Friday, you've been watching this special edition of TXN Sports World College Football Thursday right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio. So long, and bye, everybody. Bye.